All right, welcome back. So this part is called Other Ways to Finance Property and Locate Lenders. This is one of the things that worked really well for me. I mean, in the next chapter, I'm going to show you exactly how to find lenders in the public records. But I really enjoyed this part of my career when I was dealing with these guys. I'm going to read from the text and then I'll comment. If you're interested in becoming a real estate investor, you're going to need to know where to find money. This section focuses on some of the outliers of being able to find money to fund all your property investments. Let's see. Some of the points discussed in this part are, I think I have to change slides, so hang tight. We talk about conventional bank loans and mortgage brokers. I got some stories about that. Other ways to finance properties. You don't want to break in new lenders if you can help it. And tell everyone what you're looking for. Now, each one of those little things has their own page, so give me a sec while I change pages. Slides, I mean. Conventional bank loans and mortgage brokers. Okay, there's a few things I want to say about this. Back in the day, before I ended up getting divorced the first or second time. Isn't that terrible? Anyways, I think I had up at our peak, we had about 165 rental properties. And quite a lot of them had conventional bank mortgages on them. And I worked with a mortgage broker. His name was Arthur Schnurr. He was the best mortgage broker I ever met because Arthur didn't come across a problem that he didn't already A, see, or B, understand and have an answer for. So he was terrific. And I used him exclusively for a couple of years while I was getting mortgages on my rental properties. The great thing about Arthur is that when you make an application with a conventional for a conventional loan, if you go directly to the bank, you're going to be talking directly to the bank. It's almost like testifying in court without a lawyer. So this way, because I have a mortgage broker, he acts as the in-between the broker, the loan, the lender, and me. So it's like I have a lawyer. He's a guy that he makes sure that I don't say something incorrectly and prepares the paperwork properly for the bank. So if you're going to get conventional loans, I highly suggest, Arthur's long gone, but I highly suggest that you use a mortgage broker because they can be your in-between to help you to get your loans approved. And the same thing goes with credit unions. Credit unions, they loan their own money, and I know you're all members and things like that, but I just get a better feeling from making an application for a mortgage with a mortgage broker that also wants to get the deal closed because he doesn't get paid unless the deal closes. So there's just something about it. And after you make an application with a bank directly and then with a mortgage broker, you're going to feel the difference as well. Now, this slide, we talk about other ways to finance properties. That's a cool looking bike, isn't it? I think those wheels are wood. Anyways, subject to. If you don't understand what subject to is, I have a great YouTube video and even better training on this platform about HOA liens and how to buy subject to, because you can control. And the example I use in that training is a condo that I bought for, I think, 7% of its value. Oh, subject to is great, but it has to fit the situation. Don't say, I'm going to do this only way of financing and try to fit it into every situation, because that's not the way the game is played. You have to know all the different ways to finance and pull it out of your hat when it's appropriate. So that's subject to. There's wrap mortgages, which are fun when you're selling and you got a low interest rate on your first. You can do that and finance it and make a little money. Joint ventures. I really don't like doing joint ventures because they most of the time end with hard feelings. But it's available. If you run out of cash and you need some money, go to another investor. He'll put up the money and you share the profit with him. That's one way. Seller-held financing. This is like a unicorn. I mean, are there any sellers that take back their own financing? Yes. But if you restrict your business only to properties where the lender is holding the financing, that's like saying that I'm looking for a bride, but she has to be Jewish, have horns, a tail, live in New York City, and have dark hair. I mean, it's too specific. It's not going to fit anything. If you find one that wants to finance, that's terrific. But if you don't, there's other ways to finance. Seller financing is always fun, but it's going to be an aberration. You're going to bump into it almost by accident rather than on purpose. But these are some other ways, and I wanted you to know exactly what they were. Okay, this slide is called, You Don't Want to Break in New Lenders If You Can Help It. Look at that little face, huh? Okay, so when I teach you, I think it's the next chapter, how to locate lenders in the public record. You're going to be locating lenders based on the fact that they've already provided mortgages to other investors. So this is great because this defeats this slide, because if they've already made loans before, then they know how the game is played. If they have never made a loan, don't think that you're going to be able to cheat them. Don't think you'll be able to get a special interest rate. You have to teach them right, because once they make a loan, other investors will approach them. But you don't want to break in new lenders if you can help it, because it's got a high pain in the ass factor. They're going to call you every other day. They're going to want to know how many buyers you have. They're going to want to know when the rehab's going to be done. Did you get your permit for the roof? It's not going to be worth it. You'll lose your hair. This is how I know, okay? So in any event, you don't want to break in new guys. And the way I teach you to locate lenders, you won't have to. And this is my favorite slide of this whole presentation. Not the whole presentation, but this presentation. I'm going to read from the text, and then I'm going to comment. Tell everyone what you're looking for. Hold on a second. I kind of lost my place. Okay, when you read the text, you'll see what happened. Anyways, it says when instead of when. Mine. Okay. My next private lender was a kind old man who is very experienced at private lending. He required a little more skin in the game than my previous lender, but the rate and terms were sweet. I titled this section, Tell Everyone You Know What You're Looking For, because that's how I found this guy. I have a friend, her name is Ellen. Hi, Ellen, in case you're watching, who's a real estate agent. She attended a closing in which one of her listings sold to an investor. A private lender was going to attend the closing and fund the deal. When the closing was over, she asked for the identity and the contact information for the private lender, and he gladly gave it to her. And the rest is history. I used this private lender for many years until the creation of a partnership that gave birth to the majority of my success at auctions. So this lender was not a foreclosure lender. He was a touchy-feely lender, and there was no way I was going to be able to get him off it. But the point is that the moral of the story is, this section is you have to be certain to tell everybody that you're looking for private money. You never know who's going to answer the call or where the call is going to come from. So Ellen, from that day forward, she always kept her eye open to see if one of her listings sold to an investor, and gave me the names of several private lenders. Some worked out, some didn't. But the biggest sin of this whole story, I mean, it was great. I was so happy to get the lender, and we made lots of money for each other for many, many years. But the fact that Ellen let a listing of hers get sold to an investor. Come on, Ellen, wake up. You're in the business. You need to be buying those yourself, miss. When you watch this video, send me a note, will you? In any event, I'll see you on the next slide. Thanks a lot.